I'm here with Dr. Teshna Beaulieu, and we'd like to talk about relationship. Everybody, it seems, would love to be in a happy, fulfilling relationship, but it's not very common. So why do you think that is?
Well, in my experience, and that's why I wrote the book, Fit for Love, I found that basically we are like monkey see, monkey do. So from what happens to us from conception until about 10 years old, everything that happens is recorded and becomes part of our software. So whatever mom did towards dad, or dad towards mom, or mom towards you, or dad towards you, that becomes the blueprint for what love is.
So however our caregivers treated us, since we had to depend on them, and that's love, and they loved us too, probably, in most cases.
Yes.
So we think that's what love is.
Exactly.
Even the anger and the abuse and whatever.
Yes. It's almost like, when the little duckling comes out of the egg, and the first thing it sees is mom. So it's kind of like when we come out of the womb, whatever we see becomes part of what we believe life is and love is. Because we're programmed for that, so that we learn from what we see in our environment, and that's how we survive. So even if it's not pleasant, as long as we survive, it works.
Right, it worked. So are we just imprinted for life and we can't do anything about it? I mean, there's all kinds of abusive relationships that happen between parents and children.
Yes, there is, unfortunately. Thank God there are some technologies that have been developed over the years that allows one to figure out what the blueprints are. And then once you figure out what they are, you can decide if you want to change them or not.
So how do you figure out what the blueprints are?
Well, one of the things that I explain in my book is an exercise that I have the people that take my workshops do. And where you sit down and you write down exactly what you remember your mother being towards your dad, and then your dad being towards your mom, and then your mom towards you, your dad towards you. And then you write down all the positive aspects of that and all the negative aspects of that. And everything that you wrote down there is more than likely your blueprint. So if you were lucky and you had parents that were loving and understanding and everything else, then your blueprint is fine. But if you had parents that were critical or abusive, or they kept telling you you're stupid, or, they were not very kind to each other, then you also got that in there and believe that that's what love and life mean. So I teach people how to muscle test different statements so that we can see if the person is congruent with that statement or not. And this is called functional neurology muscle testing.
Would you like to demonstrate that?
Sure.
With me?
Yes, of course. So what we're going to do is I'm going to bring your arm over here, and I'm going to push down this way, okay? Push up towards the ceiling.
Yep.
Okay, good. And then I'm going to have you say a statement like something that's obvious. Say, I am a woman.
I am a woman.
And push up. Good. And you're still strong. Okay.
Yes.
And now say, I am a man.
I am a man.
And hold. And lo and behold, you go down. Okay.
Yeah.
So this has been discovered that if you say something that you're congruent with on all levels, you'll stay strong.
So I could do something like, I deserve happiness and love in my life.
Yeah. And you could see if you're congruent with that or not. Okay. So say that.
I deserve happiness and love in my life.
And push up. And you got that fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So
good.
you're congruent with that statement.
Yes.
Okay. So conversely, one way that I've figured out to word these things, to find out if the belief system is what we think it might be, is I have people say, I can let go of the belief that love and life mean being criticized, for example. Okay? And then we'll see if the person goes strong or weak.
Shall we try it?
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
So let's have you say, I can let go of the belief
I can let go of the belief
that love and life mean
being criticized.
And hold. And you're okay with that.
Yes.
Because you can let go of it.
Yeah, I
Okay?
really don't want to be in a
Right, exactly.
critical or criticized
Right.
relationship.
Right, exactly. So, and you could test anything the same way. Okay, so I can let go of the belief that love and life mean being abused, being taken advantage of, being put down. It could be anything. I can let go of the belief that love and life mean being with a man who cheats on me.
Right.
And it goes on and on like that. So you can test the different statements. Because whatever the experience of the person is, that is a perfect mirror of their belief system.
So I imagine if somebody is saying to themselves, why do I always attract a man who isn't available? Or why am I with a woman who's not tending to me or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a good indicator.
That's what the blueprint is.
Because then we would continually call that into our lives,
Yes,
right?
exactly. Even if consciously we don't like it, subconsciously it matches our love blueprint. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for someone that feels like family. So the funny thing is that each person knows hundreds or thousands of people. Like as a woman, you know at least many hundreds of different men, or maybe even thousands. But out of all those men, there's only one you're really attracted to as far as a serious matching there to be a mate. And same thing if you're a man, you might know hundreds of women, and even if they're physically attractive, you're not necessarily attracted to them as a mate. And the reason is the blueprints have to match. Okay, so you will only be attracted to the people who match your blueprint. And the closer the match, the more intense the attraction.
Yes, so if you came from a really dysfunctional family where there was withholding of love and lots of yelling and maybe physical abuse, that feels like home.
Exactly. So you'll be looking for
Yeah.
a mate that will manifest that for you.
Okay.
And the funny thing is sometimes even if somebody didn't have necessarily that blueprint, you're going to talk and act in ways that will bring it out of them.
Right, because that's what you want.
Exactly. So for example, being criticized. Okay, so if you believe that love and life means being criticized, then you'll talk and act in ways that will make your mate annoyed, so they'll criticize you.
So it seems like our subconscious is running the show.
Yes, indeed. So even if consciously you think you want a certain thing, subconsciously you may be wanting a whole different thing, and the subconscious always wins.
Of course, of course. So thank you for writing your book, Fit for Love, because you're giving us different ways in which we can consciously choose what we want to have running in our subconscious.
Yes, and when I showed you how to muscle test it, then once you muscle test it and you found that what it is that you don't want in there, then I teach a technique of a certain tapping techniques that helps to remove that belief, and then we retest it again to make sure that it's gone. And then I put the opposite belief in there. So if love and life meant being criticized, then I make sure that the person is congruent with, I can allow myself to believe that love and life mean being accepted as I am.
Yeah.
And then we test that and make sure that they're strong on that. If they're not strong on that, then we do the technique again to remove the blocks to believing this. Then we go back and test it again. And so we make sure that the person is going weak on believing that love and life means being criticized, and strong on, I believe that love and life means being accepted as I am.
Beautiful, beautiful. So it's not a death sentence or life sentence if we have these dysfunctional relationships one after another. We can change it.
We can change it, yeah, with the right tools. So you can
Yeah.
either, find a practitioner that does NET, or you can take one of my workshops and learn how to do MTT, which is my version of meridian tapping, including muscle testing. And there's other techniques I'm sure that you could use for that, but those are the two that I use the most.
Great. So there's hope. We can live the kind of relationship that we most desire.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Thank you, Teshna.
Yes.